All right, so I know a few of you are having some difficulty with question 8, particularly C, D, E. So I thought I would give you just sort of a living, practical example of what the question looks like, and then also put that in the second dimension. So in the question, it basically says that there is a toy box and there is toy blocks. And it asks you to calculate the volume of a block and then to calculate the volume of the toy box. So I have done that calculation for you here. Spoiler alert, here's the answer. So the volume of a block is length times width times height, which is 15 times 10 times 5, or 750 centimeters cubed. The volume of the box, length times width times height, and that it works out to 50 times 35 times 30. I wrote it twice because of the mistake. And that equals 52,500 centimeters cubed, or cubic centimeters. For B, it says, take the volume of that toy box, which is, again, 50 by 35, the height of 30, and then how many of those blocks, which are essentially 15 by 10 by 5, how many of them can you fit inside the box on basically a purely volume-based level? So don't worry if they fit perfectly, but just looking at volume. So if everything worked out perfectly, how many could you fit? So we divide the volume of the toy box, or the block box, by the volume of one block, and that would say that we can fit 70 blocks in there. Working backwards, if you want to check it, you go 70 times 750, and that would give you a volume of 52,500 cubic centimeters. Okay, now for those of you who've packed boxes before, you know that things don't always work out perfectly. So when you go to arrange them, it asks you in the book in C, it says, suppose you arrange the boxes neatly. Well, first of all, you have to pack neatly, and no one always does that. But yeah, if you try to arrange them, you're going to have air gaps. You're going to have areas where the blocks just, they don't fit because you can't fit that many blocks in a row. So I'll show you 3 ways that you could arrange them, and then we'll see what the volumes of those would be, or sorry, how many blocks we could fit for each way, and sort of talk about why. So the first way I call it the portrait way, where I orient the blocks portrait style. I know here that my width is 35 centimeters, so yes, I can do this in my head. I'm going to say 15 and 15 works out to 30, so I know I can fit 2 blocks portrait style. I've got a bit extra space since we were talking about. You're not going to fill the whole thing. So I'm going to see how many blocks now I can go widthwise. Lengthwise. If a block is 10 centimeters this way, and I've got 50 centimeters to work with, each row can have 5 blocks. And these are a little bit crude, but you'll kind of get what I'm getting at here. So you can have 5, whoops, I should finish it off, I guess. You can have 10 blocks per level. Now remember that, again, 2 blocks wide, 5 blocks long, 10 blocks per level. Remember that the height of the box was 30 centimeters, okay, and the height of one block was 5, so if you go 30 divided by 5, you'll have 6 levels. That means that if you have 10 blocks on each level, you can multiply by the 6 levels and get 60 blocks. Okay, that's the portrait method. So if we tried a different way, we could try the landscape method. So I'll slide the blocks away a little bit. So if we try to get the blocks this way, we can fit in 3 rocks. Another rocks! No, we can fit 3 blocks in a row. And I can check and see how many total rows we can fit in. Okay, so we can basically make 3 rows of 3. But look at all this extra space here. sadness. We're going to have to smash some blocks. Looking at that, to calculate how many blocks that is, so 3 blocks wide, 3 long, that means 9 per level. We found out before that there are 6 levels, so 9 times 6 means we can fit 54 blocks, so 6 blocks less. And then the last method that I did was, I said there's a combined method. So if you go like this, let me space these out like that. Okay, you can see how many blocks you can fit. Okay, now this will actually let me fit the most blocks because I can fit 3 at the top, 3 at the bottom, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks here. I'm missing one. So that will let me fit 11 blocks. What I said there was, for combined, there's 11 per level. 11 times 6 is 66 blocks. So 3 methods and 3 numbers of blocks. That's kind of your answer for the next one, for D. It just basically says, explain the differences. Well, you have different air gaps, you have different empty spaces. Oh, there's my block, yay! Okay, now you can see you have different air gaps or empty spaces when you pack different ways. Lastly, it says, which way is the best way to pack the blocks and why? Well, I guess whatever way you think looks the prettiest. No, clearly the combined way allows you to pack 66 blocks, so you have the most blocks packed inside. Unless you're a crooked company, you want to sell less blocks. Anyway, I hope that helps. Take care and good luck.